Hi, I'm Niamh Cassidy, ex-social care worker turned parent educator and IBCLC. When I started out, I struggled to get clients and to gain visibility. I knew I was good at my work and that I could truly help people, but I didn't know how to get that message out or to get clients in. Marketing and selling felt icky and not what I was about, and what I did try rarely worked anyway. I bought trainings, joined memberships, worked with mentors, but it often felt like they didn't really understand what it is that we do and the importance of being ethical and authentic. So I set out on a mission to learn, experiment, and develop ways I could share my message, support my clients, make a consistent income, and feel good about it. Today, I run a successful private practice and I want to help you to do the same. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pregnancy and Postnatal Entrepreneurs Collective podcast, where we discuss all things related to running a successful birth and postpartum business. I'm your host, Niamh Cassidy, and today's episode we'll be diving into the world of artificial intelligence and exploring how OpenAI's ChatGPT can be used in your business. I'll also try to address some of the common concerns you might have surrounding artificial intelligence. So don't leave me just yet. Try and have an open mind and let's get started. So let's start with a basic explanation of what OpenAI and ChatGPT are. So OpenAI is described as a leading artificial intelligence research laboratory, and ChatGPT is one of their language models. But what does that even mean? A language model is a program that's trained on a huge amount of text data, which allows it to understand and generate human-like language responses. So ChatGPT has been trained using a huge range of text sources, books, articles, websites, and anything else where there's available text. And this training enables it to recognize patterns, grammar, and context within language, allowing it to generate those human-like text responses based on the inputs it receives from the user. So based on what you put into it. It's important to know, though, that ChatGPT, it's a tool that can assist with various tasks, but it's not a substitute for human expertise and judgment, and it's never going to be. So while artificial technologies like ChatGPT can offer lots and lots of benefits, and we'll get into those a little bit more later, many people do have concerns about its impact on humanity and jobs and so many other things. But let's just try and stay balanced. Let's keep a bit of perspective. Artificial intelligence, it's a tool and it's created by humans. And as humans, it's up to us to then ensure that how we use it aligns with our own ethical considerations and with how we view the world. You know, as birth and postpartum workers, our role is deeply rooted in empathy, compassion, and personalised care. And while artificial intelligence can enhance our productivity and efficiency in other areas, it can't replace the unique human qualities that make our work invaluable. We're not going to be sending out AI lactation consultants or doulas, but we can use it in other ways that can actually help us. As self-employed birth and postpartum workers, we usually manage our own social media, our emails, and our other communication channels. And by integrating tools like ChatGPT, we can save time and it can be a valuable addition to our toolkits. Before we get into that part, it's crucial to understand how not to use it in your business. So simply copying and pasting what it spits out at us without any further evaluation or critical thinking can ultimately lead to misinformation and potential harm for the clients we serve and for your business too. You don't want to be putting out information that might be inaccurate and might not be evidence-based. So while it can generate responses, it doesn't have the inherent knowledge or ability to discern what's accurate or appropriate that you do. So it's essential to make sure that if you are using the information that it gives you, that you are confident that you already know that what it has said is accurate, or if you're unsure, that you cross-reference it with factual evidence-based sources like you would with anything else. If you were looking something up on the internet and you found some information and you were unsure about using that information, you would then go and check the evidence behind it. So it's really important that you do the same if you're going to use ChatGPT. Also, it's important to know that while it can generate human-like responses, it won't automatically create you-like responses. So you don't want your social media or your emails to sound generic. You want them to sound like you. But let me blow your mind just a little bit. You can actually teach ChatGPT to sound like you. Okay, that might feel a little bit creepy. And if you're already concerned about technology, this might be a step too far for you. However, if you're open to the idea of using it as a tool to save you time, then keep on listening because I'm going to talk you through how you can teach ChatGPT to sound more like you. So we can train it to understand our voice and business requirements. OpenAI has this feature called fine tuning, which allows users, as in you, us, to adapt ChatGPT to our specific needs. By providing relevant examples and feedback during this fine tuning process, you can tailor the responses it gives you to align more closely with your brand voice, your business goals, and your values. This ensures that the information it generates is more accurate and useful for you in your industry. And it also means that you have to do less editing from the information that it gives you. The more you use it, the less editing you're going to have to do. So, how this works is through the prompts that you give it. So, when you start using ChatGPT, you can give it some prompts so that it gets to know you. It then remembers these so that every time you ask for something new, it can use the information that you've already given it to generate the type of responses that you want. So, to help it to get to know you, you might give it some prompts like, as a childbirth educator, I believe in whatever it is that you believe in. So, for example, you might say, as a childbirth educator, I believe in providing passionate and evidence based care that empowers parents through their birth journey. Then you might also add in some more prompts, and they might look something like, when it comes to supporting expectant parents, my approach is whatever your approach is. In my practice, I prioritize whatever it is that you prioritize in your work and in your practice. So that might look something like, when it comes to supporting expectant parents, my approach is to create a safe and nurturing environment, fostering a sense of confidence and well-being during the transition to parenthood. In my practice, I prioritize cultivating a holistic approach that addresses both the physical and emotional aspects of pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So you get the idea. Now, ChatGPT knows a little bit more about your values and your business, and you can start asking it for specifics. So let's explore the best ways we can use ChatGPT to get started. So one of the primary applications for us as birth and postpartum workers is automating responses to frequently asked questions. So we can create a list of common queries and craft appropriate responses using ChatGPT, which can save time and energy. And then we can use those responses as auto replies on your social media, or you can create a web page with frequently asked questions and direct people to that content. So it can save you time in doing that. Also, ChatGPT can be a valuable tool for content creation. So I know so many of you struggle with social media. We're coming up with ideas, with writing captions, etc., etc., etc. This is where I feel ChatGPT is really helpful for people in our industry. And it can be a really great tool to assist us with social media. So you can use it to generate ideas by asking it something like, give me 10 ideas for Instagram posts. Now, you'll need to give it a bit more information for that, for it to come up with relevant ones. So you could also add something like, I'm a doula who serves pregnant families through pregnancy and birth. The Instagram posts should be aimed at this client base and be helpful for them in their pregnancy journey. Then once it gives you the ideas, you can then start creating from them if you like them, or if they're still not what you were looking for, you can ask ChatGPT to actually refine it further. So you might say something like, my clients are based in wherever your location is, and this should be considered when coming up with ideas. Also, they have concerns about XYZ or whatever it might be. And then when you put in extra information, it can then refine the ideas that it gives you. Then you can also use it to help generate captions for each of the ideas by asking it to do so in the same thread. So you keep in the same thread and you might say something like, write me an Instagram caption, including hashtags for idea number 4. And it gives you a full Instagram caption. It'll often include emojis and all different things. You can ask it to put in calls to action. You can ask it to write it in a certain tone. So if it comes out very formal, for example, you could ask it to redo it and in a more casual tone, or whatever kind of words you feel are more appropriate to your voice, you can keep asking it to refine. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it? And you can do the same for blog outlines, emails, anything really. So it can be really helpful in saving you time in all of those content creation, writing tasks that we do as part of our business. But it's really important to remember that its responses are suggestions and they still require your expertise and refinement to ensure accuracy and authenticity. Do not just copy and paste. Please promise me you won't do that. Please promise me you won't. Before we finish up today, let's just recap some of the key takeaways that we talked about. ChatGPT can be a valuable addition to your business toolkit. However, using it responsibly is vital. Avoid at all costs simply copying and pasting its responses, and always verify the information using evidence-based sources. Train ChatGPT to understand your voice and requirements through its fine-tuning process, and this helps ensure that its generated content does align with your business, voice, and values. You can also use it for automating responses to frequently asked questions and as a content creation tool. But again, remember to apply your own expertise and refinement to the generated content, or you risk sounding like a robot. So that's all for today's episode. I hope you found this discussion on how to use and how not to use ChatGPT in your business insightful and helpful. If you have any further questions or topics you'd like me to cover, please reach out to me on my social media channels or come join our free Facebook group. We'd love to have you there, and we'd love to know if you've tried ChatGPT and how you're finding it. So thanks for tuning in today, and I will catch you in the next episode. Don't forget to download your totally free copy of the Birth Workers Business Playbook, now available for a limited time only. So check out the show notes to get your link and get your copy.